Hi guys, what is going on? My name is Ben and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at what I consider the best budget-friendly audio setup. This video is brought to you by FiFine Technologies. They give me the items to test and review. However, they've not seen this video before it's gone live, and all the thoughts and opinions in this video are my own, and as they are in all my videos. What have we got to talk about? We've got the FiFine Tank 3 XLR USB microphone. We've got the low-profile boomer. And we've also got the SC1 Mixer. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's talk about what you get in the box. With the mixer, you get the mixer, some paperwork, and the USB-C to A cable. However, you can actually remove the USB-A end, and it becomes a USB Type-C, which I think is amazing. Just because in that way you've got one cable, you don't have to include two cables, but you can use the more modern connector or use a more older connector if you have a bit of an older PC, or you just have that support you have spare. With the arm, you get the arm itself, you also get the desk clamp, and you also get an Allen key to make fine-tune adjustments, and you also get the ball head thing that goes onto the top of the microphone. And then with the microphone, you get the microphone and a USB-C to A cable. However, that one is just a standard USB-A end. You can't remove it to get a C, which, fine. You put that on your cheaper microphones. You know, the other USB microphones that I've tested have come with that Type-C to Type A or removable to the Type-C cable. So I don't understand why you didn't include that with this microphone. So that's a point lost. Not that I'm keeping points, but it'd just been nice for them to both have the same cable, and yeah. The build quality. The microphone is very hefty and feels like it has some weight to it, and it feels like it would be quite durable. Not that you should be throwing a microphone about, but because to me, it feels like it's an all-metal construction. I feel like this will withstand a lot of things. Maybe don't hit it while you record the video, because you might ruin your audio. The knobs are a bit plasticky. However, if you're using a mixer, that doesn't matter because you won't be using the knobs because they can't do anything. It also has, when you're using it in USB mode, it also has a green light or a red light to tell you whether you're muted or not. Again, it's not really a thing I'd ever use. The connectors feel firm, and I do quite like this yoke style thing that it's on. However, I don't actually feel like it's doing anything to stop the what's name. So, you know, as long as you're not holding on to it, then you'll be okay. But yeah, it's just something to be aware of. Like I say, it feels like it's good quality, so that's fine. I'm not going to be throwing it on the floor to test it. So to me, it seems okay. The boom, that's some sort of metal thing. I have had to adjust the tension, and that worked fine. However, I feel like you can still, even if you do it fully tight, you could still probably push it, and you might break the bearings inside of it. But most cheaper end, what they call them, boom arms, are the same. And I quite like this one because it is the low profile. I also like that it has the cable raceway thing underneath. However, the cover that is on them, I don't feel like is actually that strong, and because I've caught it a couple of times and the cover has come off. Now I'm trying to demonstrate it. It's not doing it, but it does. It has come off for me on a few occasions. Not the end of the world. You can just slide it back on, but I feel like the bit that's closer to the microphone isn't all that durable. So whether or not those pins are eventually just not going to hold up at all, I don't know. Then we get to the mixer. It's very plasticky. It feels like a toy. Now, don't get me wrong, it's only 55 quid, so you can't really expect it to be as solid as the microphone, which is 99, unless you get it on sale on Amazon like I did. So, you know, you can't be annoyed at the fact that it's plastic, and that's how they've made it so affordable. And it is pretty good. You're hearing the sound from the microphone through the mixer. So my thing is you're not going to be moving it about all that much. It's designed to stay on your desk. So Theoretically, it shouldn't be an issue. However, if you knock it off, you will break it. I also quite like that on the mixer you've got when you've got a microphone plugged into it, and if you peak, it turns red. So that's good if you were looking at it when you weren't looking at your. Say if I didn't have Adobe Audition on there, but I had the mixer here, I'd be able to see that I've clipped it, and I'm like, oh no, I need to adjust my levels to get better sound. I also feel like because I would just use headphones with it, the other two knobs on the top are a bit redundant, because one is for a line in, for like a guitar or a keyboard or instrument, and then the other one is for speakers, because I no longer have speakers. And on the front of it, there is the dial for the headphones, which I'm using, and there's also a button that you have to press in to be able to hear yourself talk about, which I've got on now so I can actually hear myself, so I know that the sound should be okay. So throughout this video, you've heard the sound of the microphone through the mixer with editing. So that's what it sounds like if you take the time to slap a couple of effects on in Adobe Audition, for example, or Audacity. Didn't even know Audacity was still a thing until I saw it somewhere recently. So that's what you've been listening to. So now what we'll do is I'll do a raw, unedited sample. I'm also going to do a sample where it's plugged in just via the USB-C port, going into QuickTime. So as if you were a very basic beginner, that is the sort of sound you'd get from it. So yeah, roll. This is an audio test of the FiFine Tank 3 microphone, currently running through XLR into the FiFine SC1 Mixer, going directly into Adobe Audition. I'm about an inch away from the microphone, and the microphone is slightly off to my left-hand side, just so that if I make any plosive sounds, it doesn't go directly into the microphone. As in the previous videos that I have done, people said they don't like the sound of the which I can kind of agree with. So this is an unedited sample. The dial on the mixer is at about 4 o'clock, and like I say, I'm talking at just a normal volume, probably a little bit more animated than if in general conversation, but if you're making content, then you are going to be a little bit more animated. So this is an unedited sample. Let me know what you think. This is a test of the FiFine Tank 3 microphone. This is currently connected via USB, going from the microphone into my interface to connect all my stuff to my MacBook. I'm also recording this through QuickTime Player, so this is just if you were a very basic setup, this is how you could do it, and this is how it works. So, overall, what do I actually think? You don't need the mixer. That is just, let's just put that out there. Because I feel like the microphone has the features that the mixer has built into the microphone, and then you're bypassing a step then. So that's my opinion. You don't need the mixer. You can save your money and just use the microphone as is. If you want to get a little bit more technical, then yeah, maybe get the mixer. But then if you want to get a little bit more technical, would you not be going for a bit more of an expensive system, potentially? I don't know. Yeah. See, I feel like if I was using the SC3, which I tested before, whenever it were, then I would have, I mean, I didn't really like that one either, but that had built-in effects. Not that I would ever use those, but it would. That'd be the only time you really need a mixer, is if you need to have other things like EQ and effects and stuff like that. However, this doesn't have that, and also I feel like if you're going to do it, you're going to do it in the software anyway, because you want to get a clean source first, and then you can manipulate it to however you want, and not limited by whatever the mixer has to offer. For example, if this was only an XLR microphone, then yes, that would be the way I would go. But because it's got the USB on it, I don't think you need it, and especially in like 2024 with OBS and TikTok streaming and all that crap, you don't really need a mixer anymore, because the USB-C could go straight into your iPhone 15 because that's got a USB-C port. So yeah, do you need it? No. The low profile, I feel like for me, it's good. I quite like it, especially for the affordable price. It's a lot cheaper than the PSA one, and it's also better because it doesn't block your screen. Say if you had it in front of you and you were using it, like I said, the main thing I'm concerned about is the bearings in the joints and also the covers for the cable raceway. These aren't massive things, and I suppose you could get some black electrical tape if they did start to not work. But from, I don't I don't think it. And plus, if it does break, you can just get another one. It's not the end of the world. They're not super expensive. So I'd recommend the arm. I do quite like the arm. And the microphone. I think it's a very good sounding microphone. And with the microphone, I think it's a great sounding microphone, especially for being sub £100. And it has the features built in. If you use the XLR, you can use it as a headphone amp for your computer, have all your sounds come out of it, plug your headphones into the back of it, and then you can use it for practically anything, like Skype, Zoom, Teams, OBS, and all that. And I feel like it's got quite good sound, especially if you take the time to edit it. And I feel like it's the same with any microphone. If you take the time to edit it, you can make it sound really good. But overall, yeah, I feel like you do need to get some sort of pop filter to protect you from the plosives and the horrible breath sounds and stuff like that. And I really like the proximity effects, but you can get that on pretty much any microphone, because I feel like when you're nice and up close and on top of a microphone, you can always make it sound really good. So, but yeah, that has been my review of these. And if you are just starting out, I feel like you can't really go wrong. But again, I would potentially say maybe just get the microphone. Links to buy them will be down in the description. They're not affiliated links because Amazon keep taking me off the Amazon affiliates program because nobody buys anything through my links. So, yeah. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on it. And I'm sure that, as has happened in previous times when I've left feedback in this video, FiFine have listened and made products, and I mean, they're not doing it just because of me, but there's certain things that I've suggested, and then in the next one that I've reviewed, it has those things that I've suggested. So hopefully all this can just help them to improve their product line and keep getting better and better and better. And yeah, but that is it for this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on it. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. And if you are interested in filmmaking content, be sure to subscribe to Start to Finish TV. So yeah, I'm Ben, and I'll see you in the next video. This is where I discovered that it's not been recorded.